Hello, everyone. My name is Elias Dagger, and this is my team's final project, also known as McCarthy Shop. This is done by myself, Elias, Artyom, Benjamin, and Jordan. And we will have the recorded video presentation URL down here on this first slide after the recording. So, in our current world filled with plague and famine, there are a lot of people in need of help, but more specifically, charities that are struggling to maintain their helpful actions due to minimal funding and support. Our motivation here at McCarthy's is to give back to our community by serving delicious food and to help out these charities that work for a good cause by rounding up our orders. In doing so, we're helping make amazing discoveries and helping children in need of extra funding and support. And now I'm going to pass it off to my colleague, Benjamin.
So we at McCarthy Shop have thought long and hard to solve this problem. And as you know, we at McCarthy's sell wonderful comfort food and are known for our avocado. Um, we thought that allowing people to round up their orders in charity was the best choice to and this could you go on to the next we allow people to get to our website where they will see a wonderful welcome page and then go to our menu with all of our different wonderful menu items. And they can add these menu items to a cart. And then once they add them to the cart, they get a total. And with this total, they can round up their transaction to the next number. The difference will be given to a charity. So
Hi, my name's Jordan. I'll be presenting some of the major challenges and highlights. Starting off here, some of the major challenges we encountered mostly revolved around keeping the site fully dynamic, particularly handling the suggested roundups based off customer carts, handling the cart as well as charities were all some of the major major challenges we encountered. In addition to that, we also encountered some roadblocks when handling connections around Heroku, both in connecting the backend to the front end and connecting our front end application to the website URL. As well as mentioned briefly, the customer shopping cart ended up being the largest roadblock for us. However, this was resolved by simply passing an object from our menu page to the cart page. Next slide, please. Thank you. And now for some highlights. We've got a good amount of crossover with the challenges, as the most difficult bits were also our most important. Particularly the handling of the cart dynamically was our biggest highlight of our work, as we felt it important that a customer would know that their cart is reliably full with all of the items that they've chosen. Not only this, but we were also happy to include an estimation of calories with each food item so that our customers can remain conscious and content with their decisions. And finally, we of course take pride in the ability of customers to round up their total costs to the nearest whole number and give differences to various charities of the customer's choice. And from here, I'll pass it over to Artyom.
Thanks, Jordan. Hi, my name is Artyom, and I'll be introducing you guys to how we build our website. For this assignment, our group has decided to use everything we have learned in this class during this semester. For this project, we used Heroku to deploy and host our app. Just like we did in class, we went with Postman in order to test our API calls. Our group used MongoDB to save all of our data inside of the app, which is simple to use NoSQL database. We also used GitHub in order to organize and store all of our code, which we could work together on. And last but not least, we chose React.js because this is the way we created up our application in class. For everything to come together, we connected our front end and back end to our MongoDB database. In our MongoDB, we're going to have three different databases. The first one is for registration and login, which includes users' username and password. The second one is food items, which has food name, price, calories, and an image of the food. And the third one is charities, which will have a charity name, charity description, and URL image that presents our charity. Our MongoDB will receive API calls through our backend, whether we can use get, post, delete, and put calls in order to manipulate our database, get data from it, and add data to it, as well as remove data from it. This is our first mockup of our McCarthy's website, and we used it and tried basing our website off of it. Here you can see that at first we wanted to put the card on the right of the user screen. Here, the user would be able to add items to the cart and then proceed to checkout. Inside of our cart, the user can see all their items, the description of the items, calorie total, and the total cost of the whole cart. After the user goes through their cart, they can choose a charity they would like to donate to. Since we did all of our API testing in Postman, I'm going to give it over to Anne, who will be talking about our Postman testing and calls.
Hi, I'm Ann. I'll be talking about our Postman testing. This first one is how we sign up. We would be passing a name, username, and password into the body. And this will make sure that the username is unique and will return a success message if it's successful. This is how we would sign in. Username and password is passed into the body, and that will check if the credentials are in our database, and will return a JWT token with a success message. This is how we add food to the database. Name, cost, calorie, and a image URL will be passed into the body. That is then added to the database and will return a success message if it worked. And this is also protected by a JWT token. This is how we remove food off the menu. We will pass the name of the food into the body. Then it will be removed from the database, and this is also JWT protected. And this is how we add charities. Name, description, and URL image is passed into the body. Charities will then be added to the database, and a success message will be returned if successful. And this is also protected by JWT protection. And now we'll go back to Elias to talk more about how it's built.
All right. Yes. So thank you, Anne, for that. Continuing on how it's built, the Mongo database side of our project here, this contains all of our Postman calls. So here we first have our charity data, which includes the ID generated on Mongo, name, description, and image URL of our charity. Next up, we have the food item. And this contains, once again, the ID, name of the food item, cost, calories, and an image URL of the food. Next up, we have our user data. This also includes an ID, name, username, and a password. And then passing it off to Jordan here for the final conclusion.
Alrighty, so I'll take a quick look at our thoughts on the future of both the app and of our company as a whole. So starting off with the future of the app, I'll just list off a couple things that we would be wanting to add into the future for both the ease and usefulness of the customer. We'd be looking at things like refining the UI of the website to be a little bit more user-friendly, customizing orders with various toppings or sides in case someone maybe is allergic to a topping or would prefer something else on their food. Some additional user interactions to liven up the site, such as photos of the food or the physical location. We would also want to add some CSS code to handle Android and iOS mobile support. Some methods of handling discounts via coupons and promos, as well as being able to send out these coupons and promos to our customers. We'd also be looking at ways to peruse the menu without registering an account in the case that someone just wants to order an order once as a guest. And finally, we'd also be looking at an order history to review and repurchase a previous order. And some thoughts on the future of our restaurant here. Eventually, we'd be looking to expand our restaurant so that we might serve a wider audience, both around America and around the world as well. We believe in the power of food bringing people together and using this power to help support charities for a good cause. Small donation, of course, goes a very long way, so that we hope our food keeps customers happy and willing to help their communities.
Thank you guys for listening. Here are our links to our GitHub repos, as well as our final product React app, which we will also have a demo here after this little pause here. Okay, thank you guys.
Hello, welcome to Group 5's demonstration of our web application. This is McCarthy's Store. Welcome to the welcome page. Now I will hand it over to Anne.
And this is our welcome page, as he said. To use this website, you have to be logged in. So for this, we will register. Password will be 123. We're registered and we're logged in. So now we could view the food menu. As you can see, we have a lovely selection. And this is our empty cart. So we add a couple things to the cart. It should pop up here with your running total and your calorie count. And if we go back to food menu, Jordan on the back end can add more items to our menu.
All right, I've got that added.
And as you can see, avocado 2 has appeared here. And we can add it to our cart if we wanted to. Could you remove an item?
Alrighty, it's removed.
That's removed. So we go to our cart here, we have our running total and our total calories. If we have the option to select a charity to round up our total to and donate to that charity. If I click here, I'll round up to the nearest dollar. And Jordan, if you could add a charity.
All right, the charity is added.
You can see the Home Depot charity was added. If you could remove that charity.
And it's been removed.
And you can see it's been removed. So back to our total, let's donate to the Red Cross. And as we check out, thanks you for your purchase. And that's our total price.
Thank you. That will be the end of our presentation.